During that season, he scored 68 goals and 93 assists, setting a league record for 161 points. No St. Catharines Junior player has ever broke Cullen's points record from one single season. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to center ice, Mr. Brian Cullen. Thank you to Cullen's family and friends for being here as well tonight. Fans, one more time. 90 years young, Brian Cullen. And now please focus your attention to the visitor's side of the rink. Look way up to the rafters as we unveil the banner for Mr. Brian Cullen. Next up, Marcel Dionne. He played 3 seasons with the St. Catharines Blackhawks from 1968 to 1971. He is still the all-time regular season and playoff points record holder in the city's major junior hockey history. In those 3 seasons, he put 507 points on the board. He is also 6th on the NHL's all-time scoring list with 1,771 career points. He was elected into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1992, and fans, on this very day, November 8, 1990, he had his jersey retired by the Los Angeles Kings. How fitting he's here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Marcel Dionne. And again, great to see Marcel's family and friends here tonight and on the ice. Once again, please focus your attention to the visitor's side of the rink and look up to the rafters as we unveil the banner for Marcel Dionne. Thanks one more time. Let's hear it for Mr. Brian Cullen and Mr. Marcel Dionne.
Before the game tonight, banners were raised to the rafters here for Brian Cullen and Marcel Dionne, hockey royalty in the Garden City for sure. And here is that conversation that I had with them just prior to game time tonight. Well, with 2 of the great names from NHL history, Brian Cullen to my immediate right and Marcel Dionne just to his right. And Brian, you go back into the 50s with the Leafs. Tell us about coming up through the NHL along with your brothers Ray and Barry. All 3 brothers made it to the big leagues.
Well, Barry played with me with the Leafs, and Raymond went to Minnesota North Stars. So only Barry and I played together, but as you're right, 3 boys out of 4 that played in the NHL.
And that had to be big news in the Cullen family.
Well, my mother was the one that sort of ran the family, so yeah, it was quite an honor really to play in the NHL even. Never mind, having 3 brothers play.
And Marcel, you certainly maybe didn't have 3 brothers all playing in the NHL, but you certainly made your mark. What are you, still number 6 on the NHL scoring?
You know
ranks?
what? It doesn't really matter. I've been, so lucky to be able to perform at a high level. But Brian Cullen had a lot to do with my career. When I first came here, Garden City Arena, that's what it was. I just left Drummondville. there's what, only the original 6 going. So this guy, when I heard what he did, Memorial Cup winner and all that stuff, I started to watch him. And the greatest thing that he left me, it was not the game. I became a businessman. The next day I quit because he told me what he did. He says, "Nah, it's not for me anymore." And he was right.
So how does a kid from Drummondville wind up playing in St. Catharines in the OHA and not in Quebec?
Well, I was very lucky that I had a gentleman, the owner of the team, Fred Muller, and there was some scouting then. And I have always been a curious guy all my life. I always go ahead. I go ahead. So he came and saw me in Drummondville, talked to my parents. I couldn't speak English. They had some other scouts, and he said, "Would you like to play in St. Catharines? Come and see what we have." Well, I did, and guess what? I told them they're gonna have a tough time. They won't let me go. I missed the first 6 or 8 games, and the rest is history. And I'm still here.
and what history? And Brian, you came from Ottawa.
That's right.
To play in St. Catharines. How did that transpire?
Well, I was scouted down there, something like Marcel said, and recommended to Rudy Pillis, and I came here when I was 16, and I didn't make the team. Rudy sent me back to Ottawa, and I played Junior A, which Ottawa Junior A is like Junior B. It's not like the OHA. And the next year I came back, I was 17, and I ended up playing 3 years, and we won the Memorial Cup. Beat Edmonton my last year here.
Yeah, you both have Memorial Cup history, but unfortunately we can't get into all that in just the few minutes we have available to us. But gentlemen, what does it feel like? Brian, I'll start with you, to have the banner raised here in the rafters at the Meridian Center.
Oh, well, I can't really explain it to you because it's a real honor, and it brings back, as Marcel said, it brings back so many memories. And I know he was right behind me. How old are you now?
I am 73.
Oh, geez, you're not even close to me.
I'm just a young guy, right?
Oh, you are. I'm 90.
I know, you look pretty good, I tell you.
And you look great for 90. And Marcel, you, with your history with the Blackhawks in this town and playing in a Memorial Cup, albeit a crazy Memorial Cup that you guys played in,
yeah,
with
it was.
Lafleur and the Rempart, but what does it mean to have your banner raised here?
It's very special. It's the sad part. It took a long time. I really believe about the history of the game. That if it is baseball or hockey and everything, you look at all those stadiums, they always go back. You got to go back at the history of the game. And then it's lacking. And then what happens to me when these young guys come play here, first thing, get a book, learn about the history of who was here before, and look what you got. That's the way to do it.
And in conjunction with the banner raising, John Hewitt, who has written a lot about hockey history in the Garden City and the Niagara Peninsula, Garden City Hockey Heroes is the name of the book. He'll be here tonight signing copies of his book. Gentlemen, a real honor to talk to the two of you. Thank you for joining us.
Okay.
Good job, my friend. Good job. Pleasure.